Well, hello there. My name is Casey. I'm going to take you along with my day today. As a registered dietitian nutritionist, I'm a consult dietitian, so I kind of go different places for work. I chat a little bit about the hospital, spoiler, just one visit that I visited today for work, and took you along with me with my day, kind of chit-chatty. I used to do these videos where I would kind of do this style for an entire work week, which fun, but it created a lot of footage and very long videos. So I'm going to try something new. At least this week, I'm going to try to have like daily vlogs instead. So I think that that'll be good. I just think it'll make my editing process go a little bit more smoothly. And I think it'll be a little bit easier to watch, you know, some shorter videos rather than like a 2-hour thing each week. So I don't know. I think that'll be fun and it's something I want to try. Another spoiler, I don't feel very well today. I wanted to film my little intro later in the day when I was like awake and coherent and like clear-minded, but it's a migraine day. Okay, so like my symptoms, wild, brain fog, foggy, pain, high, irritability, definitely there. So I'm not feeling very good. So have fun with that. Things got worse during the day. I started off the day a bit better, but yeah. Okay, so if you enjoy, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things, and stay tuned. Come with me on today's mission. And also stay tuned for the rest of the week later on here at the channel. Toodles. Hello, so I am getting ready right now for the day. I thought about like redoing my hair, but it's like rainy today, so if I try to straighten it, that's not gonna happen. It's going to turn into what it currently is looking like, which is basically my natural texture. I did spray a little bit of like, what is that called? Leave-in conditioner, just like a little itsy bit, just to dampen it a little bit, because it was naturally hanging a little bit straighter than it is right now, but I was like, I want it to look like more put together, like less straight and wavy, more like light wavy, you know what I mean? Okay, am I speaking English right now? I don't know. So we're kind of just hanging with the natural texture because it's going to turn into this regardless of what we do, and I don't feel like going to all the effort of doing like a heat style thing. While we're talking about hair, can you look at this? Can you see this? Okay, I'm gonna see if you can see it. Oh my god, yeah. Look at all these cuts and scrapes. Do you want to know what this is from? It is from my hair, like my scalp scrub. I just put it together because this has happened to me before and I was like, why are my hands cut up like later in the day? And then it happened again yesterday when I used it. And I'm like, that's what it was. Let me show you the scrub. It is this. So it's a sea salt scrub cleanser. I've had it for a long time, but I feel like the sugars in here, let me open it. I only have 2 hands. This is a disaster. Like oh, it smells so good. I feel like the salt scrubs in here are just like very jagged. I don't think you can really tell looking at it this way, but it keeps scraping up my hands. Like you saw one hand, this is the other one. Oh gosh, what's that? I think that's coffee because I have a little coffee ice cube I put in my mug. Where are my cuts on here? Oh, like there's one. Oh, and of course here's one. Like it, this is, oh my god, why am I pruny? Okay, wait, we need to move on. Anyway, don't know why I'm talking about this. Getting ready to go to work. I need to put on makeup still. But I forgot. I've walked in and out of the other bathroom. So this is the second bathroom. I use this one to get ready. It has the bathtub shower combo, which I don't really care about. But in our master bathroom, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, like that bathroom's fine. But we have very hard water here. We're going to just talk about hair today, apparently. No, we're going to talk about hair more tomorrow, actually. Spoiler alert, I have a hair appointment. I have this filter for hard water on the shower head, but I didn't want to also have, this sounds bad, my fiance, I didn't want him hogging all of the usage of it. Hello? Wow, that was very urgent, Kyla. She's like not really sure what I'm up to. She's like thinking that I'm gonna leave because of what I'm about to tell you, but then she's realizing she's not leaving. Okay, so that bathroom is fine. I just use this one to get ready because there's a bit more space, and I like to use this shower because of the filter head I've put on it, because my fiance doesn't care about the hard water and hasn't noticed the adverse symptoms where like your hair turns into straw and all of your skin is itchy. So, and he takes very long showers. I don't. So I felt like it just made the most sense to put the filter head on just this shower and me use it, and he sticks to the shower that's in the master bath. So I'm getting ready in bathroom number 2, but I keep walking back and forth between this bathroom and the master bath because I need to get my migraine medication, but I keep forgetting that that's why I'm going over there. So my brain fog is crazy right now, and my head is starting to really hurt. So it's been a really good time. So I need to get that. What was that sound, girl? I don't know. Anyway, we will chat more in a little bit. I need to, first of all, get it while it's still fresh in my mind, and then I need my hands to do my makeup, and then we'll chat. Okay, hello again. We haven't left the house yet. We're leaving the house now. So the lighting isn't great. We're in the garage. It's dark outside because it's stormy. Took my pill. Oh my God, is it still in my pocket? Like the, yeah. Ah! It's stuck. So, the foil thing is what's in my pocket. I take this Nurtec thing. I don't know if you were able to see it. Okay. Are you crooked? I don't know. We're having quite a morning right now. It's lovely. It's fabulous. I like it because it's not like a pill that you need to swallow with water. It's a dissolvable, which freaked me out because back in the day I took a Triptin. I forget which one. Was it rizatriptan? What the heck is that? There's literally ah! There's a chocolate chip just on my dashboard. And now there's a chocolate chip on my floor and a smudge on. Okay, anyway, we're gonna have to clean that up later. I don't know how that got there. I've been needing to clean out this car for a while because the dog's been in here recently when she was uber shedding mode and hadn't been brushed in a few days. So there's fur everywhere. There's like grime everywhere. I need to clean this out. Yeah, no, so back in the day I took a Triptin medication, rizatriptan maybe, that had a dissolve option and it tasted like death and it was the worst thing in the whole world, but this one tastes like mint candy. And in fact, I will put a picture on the screen of literally what it tastes like to me. This is what it tastes like. I'm almost wondering if I could go and buy those candies and create like a placebo effect of like me having that candy when I'm feeling symptoms to see if it would still take away my symptoms, because my brain thinks I'm getting the Nurtec, you know, placebo. I'm curious about that, but it's not that serious. I could take my Nurtec too. But anyway, so here's what we're gonna do today. I gotta go to work. Nobody wants to work anymore. I don't want to work anymore. Maybe if you had a business you care. We're not gonna quote the Kardashians right now. We're not gonna do that. I don't feel good. So I have 2 hospitals to visit, 2 inpatient psychiatric hospitals. The first one I'm going to go to is what I consider to be my main building just because it's a big hospital. I'm noticing all kinds of nonsense around here. Sorry. It's a big hospital, a lot of children, also some adults. There's several different units throughout the building. There's always plenty of work to be done there, so it could take me quite a while. That's place number 1. So I will let you know if anything fun happens there. Unsure. And then I have another one to go to that's a much smaller unit and it's all adults. And if I don't make it in person, I don't always go on Mondays because I'm going to be going tomorrow anyway. So if my schedule gets really bogged down with building number 1, it's possible I won't. Okay, so here's kind of my rule of thumb. If I'm leaving and I'm going to be arriving around dinner time, because there's quite a bit of drive between all of my buildings because I'm a consultant dietitian, so we're kind of like jumping around wherever. If there's a period of time where I'm going to get to building number 2 around dinner time, I won't bother because like they might have I forget when their visiting hours are, but I feel like whenever I go later in like the afternoon/evening, they tend to have visitors, so they might not be available because they're going to be with their visitors. They're going to be eating. I want to go home and eat, so like if I'm going to get there around dinner time, I'll just go the next day. It's fine, but I'll check in remotely in case there is something due. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I feel nauseous, but I have my lunch packed. Here she is. Well, I actually also have my breakfast packed because I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I've got a homemade muffin that usually I would have put in a Tupperware, but I didn't pack anything this week. I don't know what I was doing. I think I'm going through something right now. We'll talk about it at some point. I don't know if we'll have time to talk about it today, but like I'm going through something mentally. I'm not sure what's happening, but usually I'll have like every meal for the week prepped in Tupperware. So like I would have my breakfast items together, but I didn't do that. So I had to grab the Tupperware of like all of the muffins and the Tupperware of all of the eggs. I have some boiled eggs that I put in here and set them aside. So no Tupperware, but this is probably what my breakfast will be. Homemade homemade muffin with fruit. I forget which exactly, probably blueberries and raspberries is what it looks like. I also have a PB&J. I make my own DIY Uncrustables. I have a 20-gram protein Chobani Greek yogurt. It's kind of my obsession right now. I only buy them when they're on sale because they're kind of expensive, but they were on sale, so I bought them. And then I also have a... Here you are. There's a lot of nonsense in here. So I also bought some cheese sticks because I felt like I didn't have enough food. And I usually would buy like produce to have with my lunch, like whether it's snap peas or something, or fruit like grapes or something. But for some reason I didn't buy any when I was grocery shopping, so I'm not sure. I just felt like I wouldn't have enough food, so I got some cheese sticks. I also have random nonsense in here, like what, granola bar? Sorry, brain fog. I've had what? There's just a gummy bear on here on its own. I don't even know when I've ever had any gummy candy in this bag. Okay, well that is spoiler. I don't know how long these freaking peanuts have been in this container, in this bag. But whenever I've meal prepped in the past, I have like this vision of, oh, I'm gonna eat these peanuts as a snack, but I never do. I never do. I like peanut butter. I don't like to eat nuts, apparently. So I've been thinking about ways I could use, because I have a lot of peanuts. I have a Costco sized thing of peanuts. Sometimes I'll use them in my muffin recipe, but I'm thinking I could blend up and make my own peanut butter, but I have a lot of peanut butter on hand right now, so I don't need to do that. But I'm kind of playing with the idea of doing like a DIY trail mix. I don't really have a lot of things for that, but that's kind of the vision I'm thinking. So this is just in there. And then there's some other bars. Yeah, nothing that fun. But I also have my pills. So I got my birth control pills. I need to take that. And then I get these cute little almond tins from, I hear a siren. That's unusual for here. I used to live in Kansas City, which in the like suburbs of Kansas City, and I didn't really hear sirens there either, but we lived in Madison, Wisconsin, which is like downtown University of Wisconsin area, and like very fun. I loved living there, but there were constantly sirens going because we were living downtown. I mean, I guess that makes sense. California Almonds had a booth at a food nutrition conference and expo that I went to back in the day for my dietetic stuff as a student, and then the first few years I haven't gone in a long time, but they had these cute little almond tin things. I think there were almonds in here, but now I use it for my pills. So I have some pills that I need to take actually, but okay, I need to shut up. I need to go to work. I don't really want to, but I need to, so talk to you later. Hi. I have made it. I just wanted to share with you. Ow. I'm stuck. My hand is stuck. Okay. That was weird. I just wanted to share that with my ADHD. If you're new here, oh my god, hi. Sorry. We're just throwing the health things at you. I have migraine and ADHD, and I take medication for anxiety, but I've kind of found over time that I do have generalized anxiety disorder. However, it's mostly tied up within my ADHD. So treating the ADHD has made it, I don't know, not like a top tier concern, although anxiousness is still something I struggle with. Anywho, wow, sorry, my brain is like on fire right now with the migraine symptoms. It's gonna be a really fun work day. I'm hoping that things kick in. I have my coffee. I actually have 2 cups of coffee in here because I didn't really drink my first cup while I was getting ready like I planned. What was I gonna tell you? Oh, I have a song stuck in my head. My ADHD, I constantly have music, usually like a bar or two, or like not a stanza. What the heck is a stanza? Like the chorus, or like one verse is what I'll have on a loop basically, usually in my head. And it does tend to go away with my ADHD medication, although I am strongly suspecting that I need my medication evaluated and looked into, because it doesn't feel like it's been as effective lately. But then again, as I alluded to before, I think I'm going through something. I think my brain's just like unwell right now. It's not like anything crazy, but I just feel like I feel crazy actually. So maybe it is. I just feel like I've been a little extra scrambled, and a lot of it is situational because my work schedule has been insane lately. But I don't know, things have just been weird. But anyway, the music is still playing in my head, even though I took my ADHD pill with my breakfast. I don't know if it's kicked in yet. Also, I'll get to the point eventually one of these days. I have a working theory that I've had for like decades, pretty much, that actually, no, I was not drinking coffee when I was 10 years old. What am I talking about? At least 1 decade. What am I saying? I can't speak. I cannot speak. Oh, that stimulants like coffee and my ADHD meds, which I've only been taking for a couple years, if even a couple. It might just be 1.5 years. I genuinely couldn't tell you. I don't know how time works. My theory is that those things do not kick in while I'm dealing with migraine symptoms. Like, I feel like the migraine I think there's actually science to this. I'm gonna explain it to you, but this may not be correct at all. Why am I still wearing my glasses? They're so smudged. Can you see how smudged they are? I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. And you're probably thinking, Casey, wipe them off and clean them. You would be right. However, I don't have time for that, ever. I never have time for that. I think my vision is worse with my prescription glasses and my prescription sunglasses. These are smudged as well. I think my vision's worse with them than without them. So I don't know what that's about. What was I in the middle of telling you? Oh my God, why am I coughing? I've entirely lost the plot. Oh, I was going to explain to you my theory. So I feel like during a migraine attack, while I'm experiencing migraine symptoms, like the thresholds of maybe like the dopamine and serotonin stuff in my brain gets so low that even though the coffee and the stimulant medication is helping the same degree that it usually would and make me feel like baseline regulated again, it's still doing that, but I've been brought down so much lower that it's not getting me to where I feel like I need to be. Does that make sense to you? Are you envisioning this with me? Because that's always been my theory, because I feel like the coffee, I don't feel that it's helping me, and that actually in the past was one of my first signs that I was dealing with migraine that day. If I drank my cup of coffee in the morning and didn't feel anything at all, like I felt like, did I have coffee? Then I'm like, oh, it's because of migraine and I need more. Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna be an ADHD chaotic in pain mess today, probably, because I don't know if my ADHD meds are going to do anything at all for me. Yikes. But music playing in my head all the time on a loop, it's so annoying. That was how I knew when my ADHD med the first time I ever took it worked, because I was like where did the voices go, basically? Like, it was like, wow, my brain got real quiet all of a sudden, and I didn't know that that was normal. Like, that's what you guys are experiencing? That's so weird to me. All morning I have a Hairspray, like the musical, the movie. I've had the I Can Hear the Bells song in my head, but I don't know the words very well. So it's even more frustrating because, like, I think if I went and I actually listened to the whole song, I would immediately pick the words back up and I would be fine. But all morning I've just been doing the when he ba 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 da ba da ba da da ba ba ba, but I'm like saying nonsense words because I don't know. And that's been in my head all day, and I just thought I would share that with you because there's always something going on in there, for better or for worse, usually for worse. And I actually have so many times in my life been like, I want to track the songs that like get played on a loop because I feel like there's trends to them and I feel like there's frequent flyers to them. But then because of the ADHD that causes all of those songs to be playing on a loop in my mind, I always forget to organize that second step of like, oh, there's a song, let's write it down somewhere. I never get to the writing it down somewhere. So maybe just sharing it with you every once in a while, we'll figure something out along the way. It's usually like Y2K pop music, maybe some early 2010s, or like Disney things, or that's about it really. Oh, another frequent flyer though. This one I just know because it's incredibly annoying, but so satisfying for my brain to do it. Oh gosh, bringing it up, I know it's gonna ruin the rest of my day because now it's gonna be self-inserted into my mind and it's just gonna take over everything. But it's that like Harry Potter Puppet Pals thing. I don't know if I can enter a clip. Like, I know that I could theoretically, but I don't know how to edit stuff yet. So anyway, but it's that Snape, Severus Snape, Dumbledore. If you get it. The girls who get it, and the girls who don't. I might put a picture. Actually, this is so unrelated to literally everything I'm saying right now. I do need to film an intro at some point later today. Hopefully I'll be more coherent and, you know, my brain will work better by that point. But I'm working through how I want this to be structured, because in the past I had like week in the life basically, or like what I did this week as a dietitian. And like those are fun and I'm enjoying doing that, and I kind of want to keep that style of just like chit-chatting with you day to day, talking about work stuff if it's relevant and fun, but also showing whatever, because we got a lot going on. Nonsense. Actually, we don't have much going on at all. There's a lot of fur going on in here though, tell you that. Ew. I really need to clean this car. What am I talking about? I should go inside. I don't know what's happening. I wanted to, those are fun, but they are very long videos, and I feel like when I'm editing them, I get so like overwhelmed with like the, oh, it's 2 hours of footage kind of thing. So I'm feeling like breaking it down for just like a day at a time, maybe 2 days if it makes sense. I just feel like that's gonna make it easier for me, and I'm gonna be able to like pay closer attention to the editing, and I just feel like that'll be fun. So yeah, I'm hoping that I will discover more editing wise, so hopefully there will be more pictures on the screen to tell you what I'm talking about, and maybe down the road we'll find more fun stuff. But anyway, I need to go to work. Oh, do you think I am equipped to give nutrition education to children today? Do you think? Perhaps I am. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I've had migraine forever, and I've worked for my entire adult life. I'll figure it out. I'll be okay. Mostly. I'll mostly be okay. I have too many things right now. I have my water bottle. Oh, this is like empty. I didn't fill it up. Okay, I don't have my water bottle. We're gonna leave that and get water from the site if I need more water. But I have my lunchbox and I got DS. So, toodles. Thank you.
I'm showing off that I'm getting dessert at work. Little cake.
All right. Oh my God. What? Hi. I feel awful, actually. I feel terrible. So, actually, most of the day was fine. Just like within the last like hour or two, my pain just got a lot worse. Like I feel like the Nurtec I took this morning kept things at bay, but it didn't take it away fully. And I did finish the coffee. I actually went and I got more coffee from the staff break room, which was not gross. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great. But then the pain just really started creeping up and I feel awful. I feel like I'm dying. I'm gonna throw up. So that's fun. I'm not actually gonna throw up. Fun fact about me, I am super used to being nauseous, but very seldomly do I vomit. So actually, usually I don't even realize I'm nauseous because I ignore it just intuitively. I just discover it when I think about it. I'm like, why do I not want to eat right now? Oh, that's why. Like, that's kind of the vibe. But no, I'm like nauseous enough where it's like observable. Yeah, I feel really good about the work I did though. So let's see, what can I tell you about the work I did? I took a painkiller, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Don't know that it will, because the prescription I took didn't work, but sometimes for funsies the painkiller will work. I'm watching somebody walk to their car, or hopefully it just naturally times out on its own, the symptoms, because that happens too. What am I talking about? What did I do at work today? So I went and I logged in. I had 3 referrals in the electronic medical record system, which is not used the way that I would like it to be used, because I should get all of my referrals that for anyone that triggers for nutrition risk should be referred in the EMR, electronic medical record. But they're primarily paper charting, and I feel like that's where a lot of the issues come up. And apparently there's not a very intuitive way for nursing when they're doing the admission assessment and like screening for the nutrition risks. It doesn't naturally fit into the flow to do the consult referral in the EMR, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't often get referred appropriately. Actually, I mentioned I got 3 referrals. I had 3 other assessments I had to do. I'm just like picturing the summary report that I made for people that should have been referred that weren't. And it was actually quite straightforward. It was for their BMI. Yeah, I had 3 referrals. 2 of them were from our long-term resident unit. So the kids that have been here for a little while and will stay here a little bit longer. One of them has been gaining weight consistently and expressed a desire to get some nutrition education and prevent further weight gains, which is fair. So I did end up meeting with her, luckily, when I was not dying. So I was somewhat cognitively aware to talk to them. And we talked about the reasons that potentially she's gaining weight, because there's a lot of factors working against her, to be honest. And like things that she could do, what healthy weight loss looks like. We set some goals, all that stuff. And I gave her like a nutrition education handout to review whenever she wanted. But we talked about stuff and discussed what would be helpful and like healthy for her. And I think we're on the same page, so that's good. Although it is frustrating because a lot of the things that would help promote at least stopping continued weight gains is outside of her control, because they're being fed the food that we're providing. They do choose to some degree, but they aren't making a lot of choice with the foods they're eating. Their activity is very structured. She doesn't really like exercise. That's not swimming. We don't have a pool. So, and overall, the kids aren't very active. We don't have a lot of activity, apparently. I don't know. I actually don't know the schedule, but I feel like I've heard that in passing a couple of times, that there's not a lot of physical activity, which makes it hard for these longer term kids. So yeah, she's on some medications that aren't helpful either for this. But yeah, I chatted with her, gave her some education. I talked to another kid too that I feel like we keep talking to. Me and the dietitian I used to split this building with, we've met with her a billion times to discuss healthy diet. She's vegetarian, so we have talked with her about how to, you know, incorporate healthy, balanced meals with plant-based protein options, stuff like that. Her most recent request to talk was because she thinks that the food served isn't fresh and isn't healthy. And I'm like, huh? So, because I write the menu, girl. She talked about some concerns with the freshness and like Best By dates, but I don't know how valid it is. There was an instance recently, apparently, where the bread, like the dinner rolls they were going to serve with a meal, ended up having mold, so they couldn't serve it. And I think that's where some of this is coming from, but like that wasn't the kitchen's fault. So it was probably fresh delivered that day, but something with the way it's transported, like it's frozen, there's water accumulated obviously as it thaws, so like that moisture contributes to mold growth. So even though it's arriving at the facility day of and it's technically supposed to be fresh, there's a risk of mold. So like technically yes, they should have caught it and not even had that potential issue, but it's not like they ignored a Best By date or something like that. So I went and I audited the whole kitchen to make sure that we didn't have anything that wasn't fresh. And actually there was a funny circumstance because I actually found something I wasn't even looking for. There was this container of salad dressing that wasn't in the original packaging, but they had a sticker on it that identified what it was, and it had the like prepared or opened date and then the Best By date, which is what it's supposed to do. So that's all great. However, the dates indicated that it was expired. So I was like, oh shoot, I found something. So I grabbed it and I took it out to the kitchen staff, and I was like, I was looking like for the fruits and veggies basically, but like I found this salad dressing, it looks like it's expired. And when I'm looking at it, it looked like it expired the 18th. Today's the 21st, based on the way it was written. But then the kitchen person that I was talking to and showing it to, she's like so upset and like not yelling at me. She's a big personality, okay? She's like fully arguing with me with her whole chest. She very passionately thought she was right in this situation, which like she wasn't wrong necessarily, but like you'll understand in a second. But it was just funny because she's like fighting with me. She's like, no, this is written wrong. Like I didn't even catch. We're in April. And the dates written on it, where it looked like it was expired on the 18th, was actually written for 3. So it was written for March. So it looks like, based on what she wrote, that it expired March 18th. So once she corrected that, she's like, no, I wrote down the wrong thing. It's supposed to be April. I'm like, yes, that makes sense. That's not even what I noticed, though. I noticed it's the 18th. Today's the 21st. Like, the math isn't mathing. And we just like had a little bit back and forth. It wasn't hostile or anything. It was just like, you weren't seeing what I'm saying and she didn't think I was seeing what she was saying. So it was just funny. But she just had it miswritten actually at the end of the day. So whenever she was trying to tell me that it was supposed to be April, apparently that wasn't the only thing that was miswritten. It was not expired. So she just wrote a new label, and luckily that was the only thing that was wrong, and luckily it was not bad or whatever. And it was just funny. So I did an audit of the kitchen. We're going to talk about like freshness and following standardized recipes and everything, and monitoring for freshness and stuff at our next department meeting, which is yet to be scheduled because we've had a hard time lately with being able to schedule something, because I've been in and out a lot for vacations and splitting the hospital with another dietitian, and we used to do our in-service department meetings on the day that the new dietitian had taken and was going, and like she could have done them, yes, but like I'm the one that was trying to set them up, so it was just a whole thing, and things have been chaotic and crazy. But we're going to set up a meeting as soon as possible, so I added some of those just to talk about the patient concerns with, and it's a good thing to bring up, like freshness and stuff. And she mentioned that she felt like the food was too greasy and salty, and she's vegetarian, and she said that a lot of the vegetarian entree options were cheese based, and I'm like, oh, like that kind of goes hand in hand, like cheese and grease and salt, like maybe you're right. So I'm actually going to look at the vegetarian entree options and try to update the menu soon, hopefully, for her. Let's see. I also had a patient that I was following up with because the kitchen noticed they were kind of having strange behaviors and picky eating and not eating well at meal times. And I did assess them when they first got here, but it was just for being lactose intolerant. So I'm like, I don't really have to do anything about that. Like, just flag it. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be shy. Somebody's walking to the car like right next to mine. I forgot about this. This is a migraine essential oil roll-on, lavender mint. Oh, I'm gonna put that on my temples. Oh, that feels good. Okay, can the lady in the car next to me move? What was I talking about? There's a patient that had strange eating behaviors or whatever. So kitchen staff mentioned them to me. I had assessed them but didn't consult them because there wasn't anything to consult them about, because lactose intolerance, like, okay, we have soy milk if you want it, if not, like, that's fine. Whenever I went to go talk to her, it was actually at mealtime, and she was eating at a table with all of the other people in the unit. So I was just going up to her to say, like, hey, like, I was told that I should come check in with you if you want to talk, like if you have any questions, concerns, or dietary needs or whatever, and like introducing myself. And if she wanted to talk, I assumed we would get up and go away from the table or like decide to chat later in the day or something. But whenever I approached her, her first thing that she says, oh, I've actually been wanting to talk to you. I have an eating disorder. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was funny because I talked to the nurse later and she's like, I specifically asked her when she admitted if she had an eating disorder. She said no. So anyway, I gave her some education about that, some encouragement and some strategies, ideas, whatever. And I also don't fully know the whole story because, like I just mentioned, the nurse was told she doesn't have an eating disorder and she told me she does. And so, like, I don't really know what's going on, and it's not diagnosed. She said she didn't have anything diagnosed, but the way she described her eating behavior did sound disordered. I don't know. So anyway, that was my other thing I did. I also had some, what else did I do? I don't know, I chatted with Kitchen quite a bit today. I'm gonna make some updates to this snack menu because there's some things we aren't able to order, and something that's not popular I'm baffled by. Apparently, one of the things, we have 3 snacks offered per day, which seems like a lot, but like that's how it's been, and I think that's kind of fun. Obviously you can decline to have a snack if you're not hungry, but I'm a snacker. I like eating all day, so I like that. But one of the snacks is chips and guac. Sounds amazing, right? Apparently no one ever eats the guac. Like, they always send back almost all the guacamole to the kitchen. I'm like, that's so sad. So I'll have to see what we could swap out for that, and then a couple things we can't order that I need to swap. So I want to update the spring menu, the snack menu. I don't know why I keep saying spring. I need to look at the vegetarian entree options on the main menu soon. I think I mentioned in a recent video that I'm frustrated with the dietary communication form, and I suggested improvements to it, and I just followed up with people on that today because the people who needed to approve my suggested changes both did. So I sent that along to hopefully the people that will make those changes. We'll talk about that another day because I'm dying, actually. So I don't feel like talking about that much. I don't feel like talking much more. On that note, I have another hospital to go to technically, but I don't feel well. I'm not going to be able to give good education to anybody anymore. So I'm going to go home, check in remotely, and they'll be my first visit tomorrow. So that's fine. Like, not a lot of change is going to happen between tonight and tomorrow morning, you know? You know. I still need to film an intro, don't I? Golly darn. Let me try to pep myself up, freshen up a little bit. Okay, I think this is the end. Well, is it the end? I don't know if I'll get anything this evening. I don't know. Maybe it's not the end. It's not the end. If nothing else, I'll film B-roll because I might feel shy when I'm home with my fiance about filming, but well, you'll see me later, okay? I'll see you later.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So sassy.